viewers at home. You are welcome to Saturday Extra on Sports Update on AYOGEN TV. We are located at Ademulegun and Kinjagona Junctions. This is another beautiful Saturday where we discuss happenings around the world of sport. But today will be another extra classic episode on Sport Update, as it will be basically on sport all alone. We'll be discussing about the previous UEFA Champions League match plays during the week, same as Europa League and Europa Conference League. Everybody is eager to know that Jose Mourinho is the first coach to have entered 3 UEFA Champions League finals. He had won a UEFA Champions League with FC Porto. Inter Milan, he won the UEFA Europa League with Manchester United, and presently is doing another wonderful and fantastic job with AS Roma as they bid to become the first side to enter into the final stage of Europa Conference League. Before then, sit back, sit tight. Always follow us on our Facebook, YouTube channels. Just click on that small button, small bell, to get notified on every of our programs. Before then, like I said, sit back and watch as I'll bring in my analyst on board, as we will be discussing much about UEFA Champions League and weekend sports extra. Stay tuned. Welcome back on board. Like I said, it's another weekend extra on Sport Update on AYOGEN TV. You all know David is back. It's been a while we have David on board. David, good morning.
Good morning, HB. Thank you for having me today.
And we have another person on board today, which is Ezekiel. Ezekiel, good morning.
Good morning, HB. Good morning, sport lovers out there. This is my first time here.
It's nice to have these beautiful guys in the studio this morning. David, the Chelsea fans, Ezekiel, and Arsenal fans. Me, I'm supporting the Shooting Star Football Club of Ibadan. So no, I'm supporting Shooting Star Football Club of Ibadan. Today, I would like us to discuss much about happenings in the weeks. Real Madrid made it into the final of the UEFA Champions League. Same as Liverpool, we have in the European, our darling club from England, West Ham, was defeated. And Jose Mourinho is bidding to become the first manager to win 3 UEFA available cup. Because as history has it, he won 2 UEFA Champions League with FC Porto and Inter Milan. He won the Europa League with Manchester United when he was coaching the club. And now he's bidding to become the first manager to make it 3 European Cup in his bag. Let me take it up from Ezekiel. Ezekiel, Real Madrid are making it to the final. Let's firstly discuss about Real Madrid and Manchester City. What do you think went wrong for Manchester City in that second leg match?
Well, Manchester City, I think their problem has always been their manager. He's a tactical man. He always believes that his experiment will work out. But you can't experiment something like that against teams like Madrid, having experienced man like Carlo Ancelotti as their manager. So things like that can't work out because this UEFA Champions League is not EPL. If it is EPL, something like that can work out. But this UEFA Champions League, we're having Madrid that they've won it 3 times consecutively. So they're having the experience there, and their manager also is a man that
he's an experienced coach. He won it with AC Milan.
Won AC Milan, and he knows how it goes. So something like that, this Iron Ancelotti is the man that he understands, he knows how to win the game. So I love the fact that it wasn't like Cruz wasn't in the game that day, Modric wasn't in the game that day, and Casemiro, he has to replace all his own midfielders and brought in the likes of Camavinga, Rodrigo, and Asensio. So if I was the one coaching Madrid that day, I can't do something like that, because how do you expect the likes of Rodrigo, Camavinga to control the midfield with the like of Fernandinho. So I think Ancelotti needs to prove himself as one of the best managers to knock out Manchester City.
And perhaps what I was thinking is Pep Guardiola was still using the highs of Premier League to look at Carlo Ancelotti. Recall Ancelotti left Everton before taking the job at Real Madrid.
I think you forgot that Ancelotti is not having the resources in Everton. So Everton has been classified as a small team. It's part of a small team, not part of the Big Six, EPL. So Ancelotti really proved himself in Everton with the resources he had, and he brought in players like Doucouré,
James Rodriguez.
So, and he tried his best possible to prove himself right, but he wasn't given that much resources. And then James Rodriguez is a player that disappointed him at Everton. I can't really blame him, but his injury also is an injury-prone player. So with that, he was unable to prove himself at Everton. But going back to Madrid, where he knows how it works, and then he can easily exploit things out with the resources he's having. So Guardiola is a man that he lost his experiment. I think he's having that too much confidence in his experiments. How can you bring in good one, Fernandinho, and then you saw Mahrez and
De Bruyne.
And these how many minutes was it then? It was 80 minutes.
It was around 80 minutes.
80 minutes then, and you know that this Madrid of a thing, they've been breaking history since PSG against Chelsea. Then if you're a good coach, you should read something like that. That something like that can still happen. But based on how he used to, I think he used to feel himself as a manager, and he's a coach that deals with money. So he always believes that he's having another starting exile. So that gives him more confidence, and he was shocked by the experienced man.
Well, from Carlo Ancelotti. Now, David, just of recent, Manchester City gave Pep Guardiola another contract, which shows he will still be in charge of Manchester City for like two more years. Do you still think this man is still experimenting every season? Because last season it was Chelsea, previous season it was quarter-final, the season before it was semi-final. Again, it was ditched out again in the semi-final. What do you think is the problem of Pep Guardiola when it comes to UEFA Champions League? Because he do perform exceptionally well in the English Premier League.
Okay, first I'm going to start with the fact that he was given another contract, which was another opportunity for him to prove himself in the next Champions League again. If I'm going to be even a close friend to Guardiola, I advise him. His problem has been experimenting. You know, Premier League is different from any other league in the world. You can't think whatever you are doing in Premier League, you can bring it anywhere. Even Real Madrid, they don't play Spanish game in the Champions League. If you go and look at their game, when they are playing, they play everything. Once the game enters 80 minutes, their football changes completely. That's what they did against Chelsea. And now the problem of Guardiola has always been experimenting, thinking, fine, even if these players are not going to do something, I have some players that can change things, which is not like that. You have to leave some players till they play it finish. And they have to, they really have to. So the contract given to him was mainly to give him another chance to prove himself. I mean, I'm very, very sure if Guardiola is going to kind of, how will I put it, respect himself, the next Champions League, you know, he is not going to use all those tactics. He's believing tactics. He needs to drop them. And you know, when you're playing Champions League, we're having senior players. You have the experience there. We have the talent there. Well, at such stage, that's one thing.
But I think Pep Guardiola has both. He has experience and talent.
Yes, he has both. Well, the experiment is still killing him. He's still killing him using tactics. You know, that's one thing that is actually peculiar to some managers. When you have too much belief in what you have been doing over the years and have actually been paying off for you, definitely you have this belief that it can work anywhere. And that's what Real Madrid showed them, that no, it's not like that. So if I'm going to be Pep Guardiola and then the coming season, you know he's going to be in the Champions League again, and I'll just advise him to just drop the tactics, study the games. He's actually good at reading games a lot. Study the games.
But it seemed he was confused after the second goal against Real Madrid.
Why won't you be confused? You're going to be confused. Even Chelsea themselves, they were confused. Even when Rodrigo scored the first goal, they were confused. That's Madrid for you. Once they score, please, the only thing you have to just go and defend your house, because they will keep scoring and keep scoring. So Pep Guardiola, for me, I think he needs to drop all his tactics, calm yourself down, study the game well enough. That's what Jurgen Klopp did. He didn't let the fact that Villarreal knocked out Bayern Munich. He didn't let that. The second leg, they came out hot against Villarreal. Even with the fact that they were actually beaten 2-0 down, they came back hot, 3 back. So I think Pep Guardiola, with the caliber of coach he is, he needs to calm down, study the game perfectly in the next Champions League he's going into, so that he's going to bring out something.
Okay, gentlemen, let me say this: should we now call Carlo Ancelotti the master of UEFA Champions League? Who is taking it up?
Okay, for me, the Champions League is just like it's, should I call it an unexpected game? The person you're not expecting that will pull off something pulls it off. So Carlo Ancelotti, he has actually been a very, very respectable coach and a man with enough experience, but we can't still call him what's it called? How did you even put it?
The master of UEFA Champions League.
No. Okay, should we? Last year they didn't go to chair the Master of Champions, even with the previous year getting to the final and not winning it, and the following year qualified. No, we can't even call him that yet. He's still the same. You just go to the final. You don't know what Liverpool can do for you. So once he wins it, then we can actually call him that, the Master of the Champions League.
Okay, now we are having a repeat of 2019 UEFA Champions League final in Bag. We are having Real Madrid. We are having Liverpool. One thing that people are actually going to miss is Sergio Ramos, because you know what Sergio Ramos is capable of doing in a competition like this. Even Mohamed Salah said he was looking up to the final, that he wants Real Madrid to be in final. What do you expect us to be expecting from this final, Ezekiel?
Well, for me, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be a tough one. Well, they are missing Sergio Ramos, but I think I'm still seeing someone who is acting like Sergio Ramos, who is Cavani. He's still doing better. The morale is there. He charges from the back. He's having this leadership thing in him. So he's capable to handle Salah. But this final for me, I think Madrid will be the better side, because there's something about Liverpool. If you watch their game against Villarreal, you see that they relaxed a bit, thinking Villarreal won't do anything at the first minute. But I think Club 2 have forgot that Emery is the man that he understands who he is, because they both met at, I think, Europa League final. That was Liverpool and
Sevilla.
So Liverpool also, I think Liverpool and Manchester City, they are having something in common. Look at Luis Diaz. He's one operating, if you watch their game against Villarreal, he's one operating what Man City is doing for Manchester City. And Man City and Madrid were able to handle Real Madrid, though he scored a goal. But that was the experience, that was from the experience of Bernardo Silva. If Bernardo Silva wasn't able to operate that way, Real Madrid wouldn't get a goal. But because of Bernardo Silva trying to operate and it was free, that's why Real Madrid got that goal, and they were able to handle Real Madrid. And I think that Madrid, with that experience they had against Manchester City, they will use that to deal with Liverpool. So I see Madrid being the better side
in the Champions League final. David, who do you think is the better side?
I'm not supporting anybody. One,
it's because Chelsea is not in final.
whatever. So actually, for me, I'm not supporting anybody. But if I'm going to actually check based on stats, both of them are actually favourites, because they've actually played a lot of games and they've gone through.
They bring up a lot of spectacular games in the semi-finals.
So Madrid, that team itself is something else. So I'm not giving to Liverpool, and I'm not. Probably Madrid should be the better side, because once they've done a lot of job to get to that place, and once they've got to there, they're not looking back. And trust me, Benzema, his eyes is always, when it comes to finals like that, he's always on. And
he's also a good poacher.
I'm telling you, this guy's fucking good. Like, he's really, really, really good at scoring goals. And I'm very, very sure he's going to make sure Alisson gets something that day. Okay,
now if you are just watching, this is Sports Update Saturday Extra on AYOGEN TV. My men has been discussing about the UEFA Champions League semi-final and finals. And they are all giving it that, okay, Real Madrid is likely the most better side, coupled with what they face in the semi-final, even quarter-final prior to these times. And Carlo Ancelotti has always been one of the best coaches that understand the nitty-gritty of UEFA Champions League. But then, time will tell us when it comes to the Champions League final. Gentlemen, this man has always caught my attention, which is Jose Mourinho. He's making it a third final now. UEFA competition cup is making it to the third final now. Should we say this man is the most knowledgeable manager we have in this current dispensation?
Well, for me, he's still proving that he's the special one. That's Mourinho for you. When Mourinho sees something, he will love to prove it to you. So he's still proving that he's the special one. Because I remember then when he was giving the contract to Roma, he didn't have this thing in him that he won't do the job with the resources he's having. He didn't have it in him that won't do the job. If it is other managers like Guardiola, I know that they can't accept that job. It's not possible because Guardiola is a man that deals with money. But Mourinho is still proving himself that he's a special one. With the resources he's having, he wasn't able to explore the markets like that.
Very much,
He wasn't giving the money,
He was actually managing the present player he met in the team.
And he made sure that he used his influence to bring in players from Premier League, EPL.
The likes of Tim Abraham.
In order to make something work out. And then he did it by getting to the European Conference League final.
Okay, David, what's your own view on Jose Mourinho?
Jose Mourinho has actually been a very, very good coach since when he even coached Chelsea, even coming back again to coach Manchester United, even coming back again to coach Tottenham. He has actually been a very, very good coach.
One thing actually came to my notice was that Jose Mourinho did something good for Tottenham, but at the verge of getting to the final, he was sacked. Why? Mourinho
is actually is a kind of coach that when he gets his necessary vibe to work, he's giving it his all. And Tottenham then they were actually after like let's win a cup, and if then they actually didn't, and they were like this man is not giving us the result we want, and mostly Mourinho was making them know that this team needs time to develop into the type of team you want. Look at the type of players they have there. They were having Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura is not a kind of player like he has lost his form 2-3 years ago.
Mourinho rejuvenated.
Yes, he actually tried. They had Bergwijn. Bergwijn is not a kind of player that can play a top-class football like that. We are only having Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. And he's actually trying to get players into this team. And these guys, the administration of Tottenham were like, yes, we need a cup at this time, mainly because they've not won any cup so far. They actually needed, but Mourinho was making them know, we need time by this time, and at the long run, he saw that what he actually wanted from this team, they are not even giving him. So what's the best thing? He had to take a better chance off somewhere else. And look at him, he's doing very, very fine at Roma. Roma, they find they are not having two super class players like that.
Even make sure that Tammy Abraham gets his form back.
Like, look at this guy. This guy has been scoring goals. He's close to 30 goals in 42 games or so. This guy, and even then when he was in Premier League, he was scoring goals, but not like his present form. Mourinho has shown himself to be a kind of super classy coach that is going to get you back to what. Look at Roma. Roma presently they are playing like 4-5 years ago. Roma when Nainggolan was there.
Yes.
Like, Roma proved themselves to be a threat to every club then. They even beat Chelsea. I think 4-1 or 5-1 then. Yes. 4-5 years ago. This is the present Roma we are seeing, and I'm very, very sure if they continue with this period, they are winning the Conference League this year.
Okay, Jose Mourinho has always proven to be the special one, like Ezekiel has said, and he will continue to be the special one. Before then, let's just take a zip. We are coming back. Sit tight. Welcome back. We're now on transfer windows. Manchester City are interested in signing Paul Pogba on a free transfer in what could be one of the most explosive deals in British history. David, do you see this coming the way? Paul Pogba going for Manchester City. Manchester City and Manchester United have always been rival, and now Paul Pogba is about to join in Manchester City.
For me, I would actually, if I'm going to be Manchester City's transfer board, I wouldn't sign him in what sense? Paul Pogba is a kind of player that he needs to calm the ball completely before he plays to your test. Look at what he's doing. If he doesn't dribble 1-2 players and makes his pass, but no, not in Manchester City. Manchester City, they dribble and they run. That's one thing. And with Guardiola, Guardiola doesn't like a sluggish player. But Paul Pogba, he is actually good. He's actually good, but for me, I don't think it's going to be a very, very good signing. And with the rivalry, Manchester City, Manchester United, no. It's going to be very hard in Manchester derby if he goes there. Even I'm very sure it's going to be booed by Manchester United fans. Because that's what actually stopped Ronaldo from going to Manchester City, mainly because of the rivalry and with the fact that he has been playing in Manchester United before. So with the rivalry, I don't think Manchester City is his next club he's going to.
Okay, Ezekiel.
For me, I don't think the rivalry is a special thing.
We've always seen a rival club exchanging players. Even we have players from Chelsea who went to Manchester United.
Yes. So this is not Liverpool, Manchester United. If it is Liverpool, Manchester United, I think consider is not possible. Manchester City, Manchester United, I can still say that is possible. And I love Paul Pogba to fit into that club because there's something about Man City that ball jugglers, I think, is something spectacular about their team. That their midfield, they're having the likes of De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Then Paul Pogba fit into that team would be something else. I think they're going to destroy PL. Paul Pogba is a guy that I want, like when he's having. And
we have the hedge in that midfield, playing alongside Kevin De Bruyne.
So he's having that pride when he's having senior man
surrounding him.
It's something improved when he was at
Juventus.
Even in France.
Yes, so, but when I think the problem he's having is that there is no much resources for him in Manchester United.
Your words catch me in quote that he's not having much of senior players. When he has much of senior players in France and Juventus, he shows his class. But let's take a look at Manchester United. He's having Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes, if you go check Bruno Fernandes' stats last season, I don't think Bruno Fernandes had a goal against the top 6 side last season. Bruno Fernandes is a player that only shines when it comes to
small clubs,
the lower side, the lower team of EPL. He don't give them much. He don't give them what is required when they are facing the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City,
Tottenham, and the likes.
These are matches that you see Paul Pogba doing well. These are matches you see Paul Pogba, Cristiano Ronaldo doing well, showing that they are still big names in the team. So Bruno Fernandes is not giving them what they want. He's just a normal player. He's just a fine player, Bruno Fernandes. He's not doing well against the top 6 side. So Bruno Fernandes can fuck up anytime. But Pogba is a fine player. Before Paul Pogba could do any mistake, you have seen Paul Pogba doing something spectacular for you. You have seen Paul Pogba providing what you are in need of. But Bruno Fernandes is not that type of player. I think in Manchester United midfield, we are having the likes of Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes. I can see they're having 2 forwards, that's Fred and Scott McTominay. So, and then the attackers, they're having Sancho. Sancho is not playing that much. He's not in form now.
Exactly.
So they're having Sancho, and then Elanga is just let him say.
The guy is just coming up.
He's just coming up.
He's not even having much of playing time.
Yes, that's it. And then Cristiano is the guy that he can't offer them what they're expecting. He can just help the team. He can't offer them what they're expecting, so he can't do much of what is expected of. So Paul Pogba is not a player that works that much. But when he's at the midst of senior man, like you see Paul Pogba showing his class. Showing his class. When he was at Juve, I was shocked that is it the same Paul Pogba at Juve in Manchester United? I was shocked. And then Paul Pogba will represent his country. France, you see Paul Pogba playing well. Then when he comes back to Manchester United, you'll be like, is it the same Paul Pogba again?
That we watched last week playing for France.
Look at, so that thing is something that used to baffle me a lot. But I was just like, okay, maybe during this transfer window, when he gets to a bigger club, like even I was only expecting the likes of Madrid and Barcelona to brought in the request.
Okay.
I don't know Man City.
This is coming for David. I think this news is for David. Official Chelsea have confirmed that terms have been agreed for a new ownership group led by Todi Bowley, Clark Capital, Mark Waters, and Hojelbok Ways to acquire the clubs. The sale is expected to complete in late May, subject to all necessary regulatory approvals. More details will be provided at that time. Now, it seems Roman Abramovich is going to bow out from Chelsea, and new people will take over the club. Don't you think this will have a dent on Chelsea next season?
Okay.
Even I was thinking maybe it's due to the present situation of Chelsea. That's really why they are not performing exceptionally well in pre-EPL, even in all competitions.
First of all, let's forget about the fact that Chelsea is my team. I'm actually going to praise them to some extent, that even with the fact that they battled COVID-19, they battled injuries, they battled club stuff with Roman Abramovich. They are still trying to be even in the top 4. Some teams can't. Manchester United didn't go through half of this.
3 points ahead of Arsenal.
Yes. Manchester United didn't go through half of this. And look at where they are, even with the fact that they have players. Now, the new owner to be, when I saw this on Twitter this morning, this is what I tweeted. I was like, I pray this man won't be greedy. Because that's one thing. Roman Abramovich has not been a very, very selfish and greedy owner. Whenever he needs a player, and when he sees the coach, also when he works with the coach, he knows that yes, he's always disposing the money out.
Even from his own personal pocket.
Yes, he gives the team. As long as he's going to help the team, fine, I'm giving you. But this man, when I went through his stats, I was like, this man won't be too willing, because he's just getting the team. He needs money. He needs the money back. Like, first thing, the money must come back before he can. And if I'm going to be him, and if I'm going to be the board, him taking over Chelsea now, I advise him to bring a new contract for players that their contract has expired. If something new can happen, with the fact there is a new owner, if something new can happen with Rudiger, I'll be very, very happy about that.
Rudiger has left already.
Yes, he has left already. If, that's why I said if. I used the word if. Players also like Cesar Azpilicueta, and probably we can bring in players also. It's going to affect the team positively. But for now, let's just hope. Let's just hope and watch forward to what the man is going to do. His manifestos in the club.
Okay, Ezekiel, what's your view on this?
Well, it's going to affect Chelsea big time.
And those what's it called? Todd Bowley is going to attend a Chelsea match against Wolves.
Wolves, yes. It's going to affect Chelsea big time because Abramovich has been a very good man to Chelsea. Yes. Like, he took Chelsea like his own personal thing. It's not like a Stan Kroenke of Arsenal.
Because, that's one thing that amazed me about Roman Abramovich is the fact that whenever he loves players, he won't even mind picking money from his own personal pocket and give to them that, okay, I want this player.
That's something about Roman Abramovich. That's something Chelsea will miss. Because, like, Roman Abramovich is having this love for Chelsea. And I don't think there will be another man, even this man, I don't think he's going to do half of what
Roman Abramovich has done.
It's very, very saddening. Very, very saddening. Like, big time.
Okay, let's take a look at another news. Ralf Rangnick cited deals for Luis Diaz, John Alvarez, and Dusan Vlahovic as signing that could have been made after Mason Greenwood's suspension in January. Well, this is coming up when the season is about to end. That he was planning to sign Luis Diaz of Liverpool, John Alvarez, and the like. So don't you think this is just a mere excuse?
Medicine after death.
After the Premier League is about to end.
He's trying to prove himself right that it wasn't my fault. This current situation of Manchester.
The man is not even a good goal like that. Come on.
He's
so,
just trying to prove himself right that
should we accept this mind game from Ralf Rangnick?
Well, for me, I think he's right, though. But there's something about Manchester United that I don't understand, because for us to bring in the likes of Sancho, CR7, and the team is still like this. So what's that? What is the special thing if you are bringing the likes of
Sancho is not even playing as the Sancho we know in Dortmund.
Yes, and some are complaining that it's the pattern of play of Manchester United that he can't fit into the style. And I think they are right, because we know Sancho to be a Manchester City player.
Right from his youth age.
So I was thinking that why is it that he didn't fit into the starting XI of Manchester City? Why is it that it was sold out to Borussia Dortmund? So I actually think about that stuff. I actually deliberate about it, and I think that they are right that Premier League style doesn't fit Sancho. So it's better to go back. It's better for him to go back
to Dortmund.
But
Premier League is not for everybody.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Okay, this one is coming up from Barcelona. Barcelona have reached a breakthrough in their talks with 17-year-old Spanish midfielder and Liverpool target, which is Gavi. Should Barcelona release Gavi for Liverpool? David.
This guy under Xavi as Pedri, Young. No, these guys have been actually fine. He's not actually a regular starter in the team, but actually when he's coming up to the team, he's actually performing in the midfield very, very well, playing alongside, playing with like his pattern. You know, according to what my colleague said, he said when you're having senior men that can control you in the team, the vibe is always there. We that we are playing still small footballs here. When you have senior teams around you, senior players around you, you play well. I advise Barca to keep this guy. Is going to be a very, very good reinforcement into the team later on, because if they sell him out, it might be what's it called, a weapon that will be against Barca. We don't know. Barca doesn't know what they are going to face in future. So if they sell him out, it might be a very, very serious weapon, just like Zuma did against Chelsea in West Ham. When they sold him out, come and see what Zuma was doing when they played against West Ham. He make sure they didn't score a goal. It was even after we left, he left, that's when Chelsea could get a goal. So definitely, if Barca could leave this guy alone now, it's going to be a serious disadvantage for them. So I just advise they should keep him. And I'm very, very sure Xavi is the kind of coach that understands youth football a lot. He knows how to manage such players, and I know he's going to be a good reinforcement for Barcelona in the future. Okay,
David, Ezekiel, rather, I know this will be a very good news to you. Yes. Mikel Arteta have signed another contract for Arsenal. Should we expect a new turnaround? And Arsenal women's manager, Jonas Duval, has also signed a new contract till 2024. I think Arsenal is enjoying Mikel Arteta era.
Well, I think so. It's better. But he said something, I think during the, should I say press conference now? He said something like, the contract was brought to him after we lost our 3 games in a row.
Which means the board of Arsenal still have a faith in him.
Arteta. So, and with what Edu said, he said something like, we are going to the summer window now, and then we need our manager to bring in players in which he can use to give us trophy.
Okay, which player do you think Arsenal need most, that they need to rejuvenate the team?
Currently now, I think we need a striker. The first thing, striker. If Arsenal want to compete with the big side in Europe, I think we are in need of striker, 2 wingers, and the midfielder. So we are in need of striker. I think they are talking about Victor Osimhen, and they are talking about Lautaro Martinez. So I think they need Osimhen up front. They need someone that can add more pressure to Bukayo Saka. They need someone that can add more pressure to Martinelli, because Smith Rowe has been trying, but he's not adding that pressure to Martinelli. So it's always a player that go on.
He's not giving Martinelli the nightmare he needs.
The nightmare he needs. So I think they are in need of someone that can even replace Martinelli, because Martinelli is a guy that will soon frustrate you. If you watch Martinelli give very well, you see that he's just a player that will just go to the flank, is doing some rubbish over there instead of you delivering something.
When the team actually needs him most.
That's it. So they need someone that can replace Martinelli, they need someone that can add more pressure to Saka, and we need a player up front. Then we need someone that can help out with Odegaard. So that's it.
Okay, David, what do you think about Arsenal? Mikel Arteta signing a new contract.
It's actually a big boost for Arsenal generally as a team. You know, when they started the season, people were like, this man is not going to do well, he's not going to do this, he's not going to do that. And once they picked up and they were actually winning, even up to now, Arsenal are not bad. They are not really bad as a team. They've been, now they're in the top 4. And if they don't lose guard, definitely they are not going down. So
it's been a while we see them in Champions League.
Yes. So if they don't lose guard, so they're giving him a new contract is another opportunity for him. Like I said before, it's another opportunity for Mikel Arteta to prove himself as a good coach. And I'm very, very sure if he brings players that are very, 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 very important to the team that they need, I'm very, very sure Arsenal is going to be one of the contenders next season.
Okay, I want us to discuss about Cristiano Ronaldo's with Manchester United. People said if not for Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United could have been nowhere to be found. And we could see that ever since he came into Manchester United fold, He's been scoring. I think he's on the number 3 on the goal scoring chart, behind our son and Mohamed Salah. And so far so good in April. He did fantastic well. He scored 5 goals. He had 5 chances created. He had 16 shots on target. He has 186 total touches, and he has 75 dribbles completed, 80 passes accuracy. Now, Manchester United is not going to Champions League. Some people are even saying it's because Ronaldo came to Man U that, you know, they have a very big downfall. My point now is, should Ronaldo leave Manchester United when they are not going to Champions League?
Well, that's a big question. That's a big question, I see. Because look at Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a man that he always wants this challenge, and then he always wants to compete with the big side. Ronaldo is not a type of player that will want to go and play UEFA Europa League or
Exactly.
Conference League at all. So I'm thinking this is a personal decision to him. It's a personal decision to him. And with the, I think before yesterday I read the news that Madrid are planning to
bring him back
again. So I think if he sees the offer, some like offers like that, he can still accept offers like that because he's a player that can play in Europa League. I'm very sure of that.
Okay, David, what's your own point?
About people's speculation, you know, in football, if you know Manchester United, like even their fans have even given up, like yes, it's Ronaldo. And that's how it is. Ronaldo has been the one carrying this team. Right from day one, when he came, when he scored the 2 goals, he has actually been carrying Manchester United. Look at Sancho, that everybody had expectations.
Well, everybody was expecting Sancho to be the
went
Messiah.
after this guy for good 2 years and signed him for 90 million plus, and he's not even having 10 goals now. Like, you know, competition is not even having up to 10 goals. And now Ronaldo has actually been the best in the team. He showed them that, no, yes, I'm a senior man, even with the age and even with the experience, no, I'm still playing fine. 18 goes to his name now. He has actually been trying. But for Manchester United going to Europa is actually funny. And Ronaldo, first time in history, it's saddening and disheartening. But I hope he doesn't leave, because this is when Manchester United needs him most. And they are bringing in a new coach, Erik ten Hag. So I don't know, probably if he can force him or just plead with him to stay, because they really need him at this time. These are really trying times for Manchester United. Because I hope
definitely they will sign players, but I think Ronaldo is the one who is actually shoulders the responsibility of Manchester United.
Ronaldo in Manchester United right now is because he brought the morale left.
Yes.
Manchester United.
Yes.
Well, okay, Tuchel is saying something I want us to look onto. He said he wants Romelu Lukaku to be an important part of the squad right now. I think this is, let me say, medicine after death, because quite all right, he has not been using Romelu Lukaku for a while. He has pitched his stance with Kai Havertz. But while at the tail end of the Premier League is now saying we need to support Lukaku and trust what we do.
You know, Romelu Lukaku, I also saw something, somebody on Twitter today, somebody was like, he was blindfolded with the money. That he didn't come mainly because he had morale to play, just like mainly because of the money.
But he was earning much well in Inter too.
See, Romelu Lukaku, for me, it's not as if for now he has dropped form like big time. And what pains me most is that even in training, this guy ought to be very, very sad that people are criticizing, but he's still laughing. Like, laughing, no, it's not done. Like, it's not done. Well, Tuchel, you know, as a coach, you can't be saying bad words to your player. The only thing you have to be doing is to encourage them. Yes, you know, the encouragement is going to give people more vibe. Like, yes, we know you can do this. And at times, players pick up back. Let's just hope Lukaku gets back on his feet, because if he doesn't get back, Tuchel is a man that doesn't care. He's going to send you off very, very quickly. So Lukaku, I still believe in him personally. I believe in him because Lukaku, yes, he can do things unexpectedly, and he has actually been a player very, very good. Look at Inter Milan last season now. He was actually contending with Cristiano Ronaldo in Juventus. So let's just hope he's going to bring back his form.
Ezekiel, what's your own view?
I think proving himself at Inter Milan is a big thing for him that gives him the opportunity to come back to Chelsea. So I think something like that is something players usually want, that when he was sent out,
Yes.
I use that word, he was sent out of Manchester United, and then he went to prove himself in Inter Milan. So then when he sees the opportunity that, okay, Chelsea, they are coming back, then he wants to show himself that, okay, me, the Lukaku is sent out from Manchester United, I want to prove myself at Chelsea. And then I can say that Chelsea are having paucity of resources. Yeah, he's surrounded with senior men, and then I don't know what went wrong with him. The game
Yeah, it seemed he just lost it at a point in time.
Yes.
No, I think the first game he had was against Arsenal, and I was telling people that Lukaku is not playing anything. Lukaku only scored because he played against mediocres. Look at the set of defenders Arsenal used that day. They were using the likes. He played, I think, he played against the likes of Pablo Mari, Rob Holding, and then you're expecting.
No, Holding is not mediocre. Come on.
Holding is a mediocre, bro.
Okay, let's hear his own view.
So he was playing against Pablo Mari, Rob Holding, and then you're expecting Lukaku to give you to deliver something huge. It's normal, but he's playing against mediocre. I was explaining to them that he's playing against mediocre. These are not senior players. If he played against Gabriel Magalhaes that day and Ben White and Lukaku scored that day, I will accept that Lukaku is going to bring something huge to the Premier League. But he scored against Pablo Mari. Even the goal was not something. It wasn't a spectacular goal like that. But the only thing was that Chelsea fans were carried away because of the goal.
A simple tapping is spectacular goal. Why do you say Odin is not a mediocre?
You know why he's saying like this? Mainly because he scored against Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan, so I won't blame him.
Okay, our time is fast spent on this segment, gentlemen. Let me just quickly give us some weekend matches coming up from English Premier League. We have to bring matches coming up in English Premier League as our time has fast spent on this segment. Brentford will host Southampton. Aston Villa will travel to Burnley today, while Chelsea will sit at Stamford Bridge and host Wolverhampton Wanderers. Watford will travel to Crystal Palace. Brighton will sit at home and host Manchester United. Spurs, which is Tottenham Hotspur, will travel to Anfield to play against Liverpool. Arsenal will still sit at Emirates and host Leeds. Leicester is coming at the verge of losing out of European Conference League to host Everton. West Ham will sit at home and host Norwich. Manchester City will host Newcastle United. Gentlemen, David, your final words before we leave.
Like I've always said, please go to the sport house, watch your football, be happy, a little bit of banter, enjoy the game. And Manchester United fans, whatever you meet against Brighton, just accept.
You are Manchester United fans.
Just accept. Chelsea fans, keep believing we can do it. We are going to the Champions League next season, and I'm actually
with 3 points separating you from Arsenal.
We are going. No worry, we are going. Have a nice weekend out there, everybody.
Ezekiel.
For me, I think we should all sit back and enjoy the top 4 race.
Well,
Thank you.
like Ezekiel said, the top 4 race, we should all sit back and enjoy the top 4 race until Tuesday, that I will still come your way on sports update. Till then, let me quickly shower praise to all my editorial QCK is the one bringing it up and downs to every individual at the back room there. We say a very big thanks to you. Until next Tuesday, that I will still come your way, I'm Adeus Oladeji Habib. Keep doing sports always.